na feicil gohfuil cinál contaáin agus ggóil an seirbhis Lordaine thugrathe cearna le a an tram eile agus i chur chun cin na ggéalaige agus cé nach deglam si bh ecail tásúla gom gohfuil sibh sem mar haltaí cinelíonn spraci ag seachta na ggéalaige agus suirt chomananta war níor a tain a dhéanú ar waithe leis an ggéalaige. So I suppose seachta na ggéalaige is such a perfect opportunity for those of us who are so proud of our language to get that kind of extra chance to talk about it, that extra opportunity to run events and to kind of raise awareness. I think in recent years, Irish has become much more of kind of, it's almost fashionable now to learn Irish or to be proud of your Irish. I think we're taking it out of the classroom setting, which is very important. Marlú Carmel is as such a canon mishe, so rin mishe an artist agus an tasúise agus sin ar fad ag gáiste alley a letter canon. So in Letterkenny, that's where I grew up, and did the junior cert and leaving cert there, but a hanrod trívan na Gaeilge, so drastal me Gaelscoil agus Gael Hollister, so we a hanrod siúlgin trívan na Gaeilge. But I don't think I fully understood until I left school just how important Irish was to me and just how kind of integral it was to my life. Heg me goni gro me broadilashti agus gur clodge to mahil ach it kind of took for me to leave school and to leave that school setting to understand just how important it was. Níl me cinse cén stad na bhfuil sibh, but is stoithe ggóil sibh smaintú ar cursaí ollscoile agus ar an artist agus ar sin ar fad. And when you're thinking about kind of college opportunities and university opportunities, it's very common to kind of be, I suppose, a little bit nervous, a little bit scared, a little bit apprehensive as to what you're going to do. Who am I to get DCU? So I went to DCU in Ballyclea. I guess for my studier Gaelic agus Urshart, so I studied journalism and Irish, which meant it was a course through the Irish language and with the Irish language as well. I guess one my ansalt a sin, but I stoithe nar a bhíam I caint le daltaí scola go háirithe I gcónaí an rud a dhearm láfa na Cinneal cibí rud ar bhaid láfa dhéanú. So always my biggest kind of piece of advice for school students is to do whatever you want to do whatever you're interested in, but le cefnú go an Gaelic agad, but to remember that you have Irish. Because if you're into tauachta de phobal na Gaeilge, go much a hanech. It's very important that for the Irish language community that we're everywhere, that there are Irish speakers in every pocket of life, which means we can avail of their services, but also for the likes of me who works on TV and radio, I can interview you about whatever you know about, but through the Irish language. So sílam go sé I gcónaí tábhachta. Agus tíobh sé atá ag smaoinú ar gcóir an ollscoil. I mean, university life and life after school is so different. It's so varied. There's so many opportunities. But tá go dúir deisna on leis an Gaeilge, there are a lot of opportunities with Irish. So the likes of an Cumann Gaeile ar an ollscoil, Cumann Gaeile on university campuses. There's pretty much one in every university in Ireland now and abroad actually. But they give such valuable opportunities for us to kind of develop and grow and use Irish outside the classroom, because that is the most important thing. Níor tógadh me the Gaeltart, so I wasn't raised in the Gaeltart. Yes, to Gaeilge ag mommy. My mommy has Irish, so bhí rint Gaeilge sa cha. But dúsa ag fásanníos, you know, Irish was something that I spoke at school, and I think for a long time I saw it as only a language I spoke at school, but actually it's so much more than that, and it's so much, you know, it's very important to kind of remember that. Goldini Coslumsa, actually, like here in Belfast, I live my life through Irish in my work and in my social life and in my friendships and in my GAA and my music and my drama and everything else. But Gurchangi Biai, Gurchangi or cartoon of a broad elasti. It's a living language, it's a language that we should be proud of, and a language that is giving us more and more opportunities. It's now an official language of the EU. It's also a language that, you know, we have to study in school, but I suppose for good reason. It's a language that we should be proud of. It's a language that you can use in all walks of life and can give you so many extra opportunities. Marlú Carmel Ibrahim's na mine, so I'm a presenter and producer in television, agus in radio, on TV and on radio. And I know for a fact that I wouldn't have gotten the opportunities I've gotten if I didn't speak Irish. You know, Tigam, Gurriwai, Gedogan and Gaeilge, Bresh Deshna Dusa, a bheith feimnú tríbhán na Gaeilge agus an bhéarla. I always say when people ask me about my work, when they asked me about doing it in the Irish language and whether I could do the same work in English, I think I definitely could, and I have in the past, because if you can do it in Irish, I do believe you can do it in English, because there's always an extra challenge. We make eber trying television, I guess trying radio, so I work on TV and radio series, and if I can find an expert in the Irish language, I'm fairly confident I can find an expert in the English language. I think we've seen it recently a lot, and a lot of people have been commenting on it on Twitter. Nuach TG Cahar, so the news on TG Cahar is filled with Ukrainians who speak Irish, because Irish is such a living international global language that sometimes I feel people respect more when they leave, or when they go abroad, or when they're in another country and looking to learn a language. It's kind of easy for us to kind of throw it away as just another part of our culture, but it is so important and something we should be proud of. If so many thousands of people all over the world, are learning as well, so should we. So agoni Sheelam, agus Sheelam gohfuil beidir níos mó massa agam orthaí inis marial gadigam and urid de Horsha will she Oscailt. She's opened, it's opened so many doors for me and given me so many opportunities. So rin my sidger in DCU. I'm not sure if any of you are thinking of going to DCU. I'll always praise DCU, but there's lots of brilliant universities and other opportunities, of course, out there. But I knew that I wanted to work kind of in media, so visum go me Gary a bheith eber in snamain. Agus is dóithe nervh mé an oscail ghlach mé a han deis. So seans gur thuil sibh fel lehéidí Radio na Lifa, if you've heard of the likes of Radio na Lifa, Radio na Gaeltachta, and kind of other, I suppose, people such as Block and Mulshgale, who are both under TG Cahar. That's kind of their online content. But ghlach mé a han deis, I took every opportunity when I was in university to kind of work and to get experience. Maar mas rud ag some gets to mind, if you've interest in working in media, the most important thing you can do is get experience. Tá sé aonta céim a it's great to have a degree, but it's even better to have experience. So ghlach mé a han deis a bhí a teacht am rá. Agus in chead rud mór gníarna mé, the first big job I got was as a children's TV presenter on TG Cahar. It was a show called Whack, and it was about animals and the best animal each week. We filmed 52 episodes, and it's still on TG Cahar every day. But we did that Shabley na hin, so 6 years ago when we were still in college, and then went back into our final year kind of thinking we knew it all because we'd already had our dream job. But rin me cinil cudhúir ibre mar Jerem le Radio na Gaeltachta, agus Radio na Lifa, agus cinil the on-campus media that was available. Agus in sin wog me go first, so I moved to Belfast then after college. So I graduated in 2016, so I'm in Belfast about 5.5 years. And it's still here go well me heshkin on. I think a lot of people don't understand the North and don't understand the Irish language in the North, that they don't realise that there's actually so many opportunities. So to go draw war dashna and show hui. So ten taurum. I'm very lucky to be in Belfast. I'm very lucky to be surrounded by pobl na Gaeilge, pobl atínta bríomhar agus beábhar, agus cudhúir deisna éis lots of opportunities. So again, to Radio Fáilte Ógan an seo, that's our community radio station in Firsta, to BBC Gaeilge an seo, to Collecti Neusplaithe, so independent production companies who are making programmes for TG Cahar, BBC, RTE, agus cudhúir war ibre trí na Gaeilge. So when I came here, I worked as a video journalist for the website Mion Ella. Munar Hulishif Umrair is CEO Kinil Nukta aton. I guess you imagine Ahanrud. So ik tafadu, so filming, ik agar, editing, ik screw, writing, ik lahar, presenting. I did everything involved in those stories, and it was a great place to learn. But I was always interested in being a presenter as well. So vi sé inte go my deisna an radio, tatnin an radio gomorlam, is brelum a bheith bia, is brelum an biocht one in the shin, is brelum and duchlan one in the shin. So I love being live on the radio. I love the challenge and the kind of adrenaline rush you get, because when you're live on the radio, you have one chance to talk, and if you fluff it up, and you have to move on. I got British in television, so compared to television work, where you can go again and again and again and again, and sometimes on your fifth go saying a line, you've totally forgotten it. So it's brelum and beocht one listen radio. And I suppose Radio Fáilte is a great opportunity for me and for other people to have that space to learn. but ó híom na televíide hosaí mé le maclár hain Caoimhe le Caoimhe. So being Caoimhe le Caoimhe ar an BBC. It's a series on the BBC. I have a new series coming out in May. And basically it's subjects that are important to young people. So ewer ta teirta de híine aga, mar atá tahi daoine aga leis na ceisna sin, mar tá eisbir sacu, termí sacu. So bíam cinneal ag golamá agus ag bualadh le daoine aga. So I kind of, the program gives a platform to young people to talk about their experiences and their opinions of kind of the big questions. So in this series that I have coming out in May, be my caint faoin religion, I'll be talking about religion. Be my caint fa his grace, I'll be talking about sex education. Be my caint fa iwa collinia, which is body image. Agus fasta be my caint fan chimpelacht, so environment. So big issues that we're talking about everywhere, but to misha Gary caint faoi in Yiliga Ladinyaga. So big issues that, you know, everyone in society is talking about, but I want to talk about those issues in Irish and with young people and to give them a platform. So I produced and presented that series. I've spent a few months absolutely buried in that work. Ten urid iireachta agus ibre a hen stras and stuff seo a haneis ta sé ré. I guess bete ar an BBC in May Valtania Tamadani. But the other series that was mentioned there was 80 SOS. So is stohi gur be kind na ruddy is mo a bhím a cur hon ken. One of the things I suppose I talk about the most is sustainable fashion. No, fashion in Winnie. To measure into passion to flee, I buy all my clothes in secondhand shops, in Shoppy Darlava, not in Shoppy genre or in vintage shops, not only Depop, I guess eBay, I guess Nissi Winnishaw. Obviously, sustainable fashion is something that I'm sure a lot of you are aware of and interested in, and it's something that I care about a lot. So if we make Gary Shrai Talvisha a Hurla Hela, a churhu and chactarchin a mahanchin a her vala shimsil. So I wanted to create a TV show that would talk about that subject, but in an entertaining way, not in a preachy way. So we created 80 SOS, which was on both TG Cahir and BBC. And it was a 4-part series where I went to someone's house, so Caoimhe Ní Chathail, and I took all their clothes, Caoimhe 80 sacu ar fad, Ahwen Jai Mal 80, apart from 10 items of clothing, which they were left with for 2 weeks. So vi kikashaki gan ahan Jai Mal 80 shah, which as you can imagine is difficult. Eggs and Shin Rinmud Contest or 80 saku fad, we counted all of their clothes and we kind of showed them just how much they had, just how much they didn't wear. Rinmud Kenyal Ach Nuchan or 80, so we kind of upcycled some of their clothes. From a Drela Kujwar Aku, we got rid of a lot of them. Lormud, I guess Hugme Aid Gashop a Carnarta. We talked about charity shopping and I took them to a charity shop for some people for the first time in their lives. I guess we Kujwar Cracking Lesh. So I thought I'd just show you the start of one of the episodes. You might recognize the contributor in this episode. His name is Chris. Chris is on Do on TikTok. He's very well known on TikTok, but he was in this episode. So I might just show you a little bit so you can get an idea. To show our Shintra TG Cahir, this is on the TG Cahir player, which is a great resource. Monowil Chivigny Unker.
Charting or ADSOS, Bimajabu le Shopadur at
That's not showing, is it? The image? No.
No.
Okay, and
just on the forehead one.
Okay. I think what's happening there is TG Cahir thinks I'm illegally streaming it. So but I'll play a bit of the audio so you can get a sense of it.
Shopaholic May. Mission Sugumse, Nadini a horse meet you. Van the Hedi a Canian, I guess a Hikenchid. I guess the Bali could take Rayna, niece in Winnica again. Lumfoster to far in the Vigary Princess.
The mission on the Figgery, August the Fergie.
So this is on the TG Cahir player, but it's also on the BBC iPlayer. So let me just check that I can play it for you there. But Shinshur TG Cahir, so on the TG Cahir iPlayer, I think, you know, TG Cahir is obviously very well known for its sport and for its history documentaries. But there's increasingly like Nismo Foster and Monowil Simogus already Shin. So if you're not interested in those types of programs, there's lots more that will probably interest you. So to Ahanrod Aku, I guess, to Kenyal Kal Aku, Ohio, Clara Heat and Sky a chur fáil, so they're really well known for their quality programming. I think we'll need some modini ahan sin. Okay, and Jacob Shackle, can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahan searting ADSOS, bimid a búil le shoppador a te gaffa le hédi ura a cheannart. Was caint gur shopaholic na? Tá caint go bhfuil fable. Mission sugumsa na dini a chur smitú fin na hédi a cheanian agus a chaintid agus na bali gijig réana nís in winniche a dhéana. Lum faste te far na vigary princess.
The mission on is the figure August the Ferky and Leo Bifa. Keiko Gaffa is the Tashi lesson shop at the rock. Kid! Oh, come on. Yeah. August, could you mark kid Joey? Losing it in Winnie, Lana Sparn, August, let's chimpala.
Shop more everything. Te van ogum. Foxy ogum. I guess Kedgy Hori ogum. Tom 80 satu a leg a once woohoo. And shop Gajin Alyer.
If you're a Kekisha, you be happy at JBC80. August, they cost Omlin or Shopify.
Shoppador na Shahni Shaw or ADSOS Schoolshag Gaffa, the Hedi Ura a Cheannart.
August, a Pedro of the shop at the Rock Saga, Olahan, Marna Nekinshe, Inchknet, nor Winninshe, the Kurshi fashion.
I'm Suganya, na mutter the tira, or sminchi for Nusna Shoppador in Winnihe. Martin Francis to Shanam Bulu, the Shoppador na Sharknya, Walter Ray.
Tommy, Lanray.
Hi, it's Mr. Chris. No, Erlina, Chris is Adam.
Wow, it's Brett Lum Chris, Ogre Steel Saga.
How am I fishing saga or am I host August and Draglash?
Face shot, Spreal Jane.
Steel Crochiach album August bottom usage also played 80 could may fain occur in order. It's not lum Chathail August ready a tall different like a is even on pattern August ready extra. Begun. Tommy Igoni a canic 80 in Toxer o brandy fashion gasta.
You know, Bralo, Nismo of Olum, we kind of a bad burner, lady, August, you know, run Egan Aru, the Moquid Shubadorta.
But it's since because Tasha lead advile go to 5 bagger.
It's lair go Wilsha Argela in a curse shot, I guess good juplish Nismoyanu on Koju, let a templar.
August is too small ish in doing that well.
Kencha.
What would you make your figure shop? Walking as in the main, polka dot, east, back of potato. Tommy Kahub, Bondargan, you Martashi de Katie, August is even mean girls.
And we're heard faint, Neil Ain Inchke, Egg 80.
Lace, love, August, mer like Tea.
Come on, look, Chris, but Inchkina 80 second Frenches, I guess I shouldn't carry what these cottons in the Lions shop.
Costle Harry Styles more ample.
Shinna Rud, I guess it's Borellum 80 second to my Dilgo more kind of rush the Haiti, Datchet, Spreelish, and Echo security.
Alright, look, continue me, Martian.
So Neil and Chin up Blash books, that's just a little taster of the 4th episode of ADSOS, but Tashi Chin or Fall, Teach Cahargs for BBC, and I suppose like Neil may ho og lifsha, but Tama go foil my fihiji, I guess in Sprick is to hit to ogumsa, na Clara hi a yanu, why lumsa uncorhi, I guess why letini ella or coation on his oiga non nishinya uncorhi foster. So I'm just saying that, okay, maybe I'm not as young as you guys, but I am still in my 20s, and my aim is to make new programs, interesting programs that I would enjoy watching, that other people my age, younger and older, would enjoy watching, because Shilnger Kinil Gray into talkation den Yilige, go Wilmudge, ag Bruhan Tossi Goni, I guess ag Larry Keho Coamshra, I guess Keho Nilia is a time which it's always important just to show how contemporary and modern the living language is. And if part of that involves making programs, I am very happy to do so. So ADSOS is available on the Chichikahar player, but Fosta Tashe Erin BBC iPlayer, which I know isn't always available. So Sulmugamaray Hignaman Hoshelta, Chimgo Couple Cash, Shanja, so Gurmil Magov. I guess, and Rud and Cash shot, Kijay and Rud is far lats if you've a burst in mine. So what's my favorite thing about working in media? Gekensha and Rud is far lom nan egg-slacked. So Nivin Ainla Marn Hirna is Sierra Brime, so I'm a freelancer. So that means that I kind of am my own boss, which I do enjoy. Lína mohad ama leis na rudí ar bhhail lomsa a dhéanú, so bí mar hampla níoslaithe bhí mé beá radio fáilte. A nocht tá mé mar ban an tí ag imacht. A mara bé mé I déanú eber taide ar chláirthaí ar a televíse, so tá ahan le agus ahan seachtain éagstal. Agus is duine mé, it's mailam a bheith gríthe. I like to be busy. That is well suited to media because it's a very busy industry. It's a very kind of, it's not a 9-to-5 industry. It's a 7 days a week industry. So tatníonn sé sin lom, kense bín sástiú, but is mailam in éagslacht, is brelum gejiglam a bheith cruthia agus gejiglam léirmór rudí éagsla a dhéanú ag an éana am a bhain. Cén fágur hatin DCU go mór leat a chuoibh. Hatin DCU go mórlumm marall gur chuir siad an ag béime ar na cumain agus ar na rudí curriculum. So in DCU, I felt that they put a huge emphasis on extracurricular activities and on societies and clubs. So bhí deisegum a bheith bunche le DCU FM, leis an Media Society, leis an College View, leis an Nuachtan sin, leis an Cumann Gaeilge, leis an Cumann Doise, Cumann Dramaíochta. So hatin sé go mórlumm go cinneal breis deisna an agus nach ag freastal ar licht na óháin a bhí mé. Cé gur hatin cursa agam go mórlumm agus bhí sé ar dói agus ho practical agus simil. Hatin sé go mórlumm go deisna tíomid an seamaranga agam sim go sin ínta táachta agus tú cinneal ag forbert mar hinne. Ar chaitú mór an ama sa ghialtart agus tú ag fás inis. Well, cinnis gur as Letterkenny mé, so because I'm from Letterkenny, nachhfuil sa ghialtart, atá sé ínta clásalte don ghialtart. So létí ran a firste, sean go codjogah ag freastal an ghialtart an ran a firste, agus cí dóir tá carja agam an agus féin a tuairt curtarthú, bhí muid a gul go minic ag an ghialtart ar wahil le bheith ag siúil nó a gul ag an trá. So bhéin sa ghialtart a níor rastal mé ar cháiste saoirí riú, an seans mai go freastal codúir agah seir na cháiste saoirí síl gur deis ínta é. Níor deis agam sa cinnis ar fála gur mé lífa agus níor móí gur mé choú síos an mhar díra ar wahil leis a crack. Cé gurú meise go mór gur go an ghialtart ar wahil leis crack a marall gurú gilag lífa agam agus in scóil sa ní a an or dogin chun na ghialtarte ar dín cháil saoirí, but tá sé go mórlumm go fáil a bheith go nóháile agus fásta go ran a first cí dóir agus etní mar sin agus na ghialtartaí timpil na tíar fásta he Connemara nó go cíirí go racharn bínta ínta chuirt ort ar an ghialtart agus ar mar John. Ceist eile an bhfuil éon bhí wantaiste a bunt le bhéig a bris na main. Sílam gur béon mí wantaiste mó na mar dúirt mé ní post ní cúige. It's not a 9-to-5 job. It's a bit crazy in amantí. Beidir glunne sibh a tá mé get a tinfol a her marall go mé go rith cinneal míle trá in éon le a bhain. So stoithe gur béon mí wantaiste tá ná go bhfuil codúir a bre gceist in amantí ní bhéon go leor daoine ag gobar ar an tógra leat agus bíon orsa léirmór den ebar a dhéanamh tú chéan agus bíon tú cinnealing a taistal agus ag rihan segus an sin agus gurí grimme eilehíní, so bíon codúir a bre gceist ach má bhain tú soltas, bunig tú soltas cinnealan an mar a sin. Becheartú níos mó sás a ghlacu beidir, but má hé me gcónaí go mé imime fichití níl freagartí ar bíorm cé eile féin a déanú. But is cinse gur mí wantaiste nach bhfuil cinneal shrintí a bre leis. Agus sílam is hé fásta marall go bhfuil an ar dúla gomón agus go mé déanna coúirtú bhe na ggéalaige go cinneal cúis breise a gcónaí agam a bheith ebar agus má hím go gaithim beidir barat ama ag gabar so sé Jackar amtí stoppu sa beidir gur sin an mí wantaiste a bhhain leis. Ba tá an dúlagum in san ebar agus matá dunne beagah smitiú ar bheith ebar san main thurhinn fáilte rih in ceisna fa sin. Ach is roihí mar bhí mar retin sin sílam go sé táhaachta an ghéalaige a thurhann cin mar an teangaí tá si sin teangaí a beá a cinse arsa agus stairiúil agus mar chuidta éirecht agus tradition so gin a inta cuampsre agus brewer agus beáwer. So I always think it's important to, kind of make sure that people know that yes, it's an ancient language. Yes, it's a very traditional language, part of our heritage, but it's very much living and it's very much contemporary and modern and everything else. So a huge part of that, in my opinion, is na main hoisiilta. So a huge part of that is social media, in my opinion, because of course, caihin muid codhhuar ama ar na main hoisiilta. We're all known to be scrolling on TikTok for hours on end, to be scrolling on Twitter, scrolling on Instagram. We're always on our phones, on our laptops, on social media. So it's here. Rinch blainte hen, so a few years ago, hosi me ag vlogel, so I started vlogging in Irish. Vi canal YouTube agam lamahara 18, darbanim Tustube. So I had a YouTube channel called Tustube with my friend 18, and that's actually how we got our first job as children's TV presenters. We were spotted on that. And then wag me ray heg my stuff hen. So can you quiva chats at arm or na man hoshilte. So our YouTube, I guess our Instagram. Back in the day, it was Snapchat, and I'd be vlogging my day as if I had anything interesting to say. But hodí sé lumsa cinneal deis in a lortha bhagam, but óna teachtartaí for me agus ón teagháil a bhí daoine a déanúlam, hodí sé láfa fásta mar gúiste fecail agus a cleistil na Gaeilge. Is cinse go bhfuil stereotypon go bhfuil Gaelic olú into Jacker, so there's definitely a stereotype out there that Ulster Irish is very hard to understand and everyone dreads it in the tape test. But deisna mar seo, deisna bheith caint agus bheith géisteart are so important. Okay, you're studying for an exam and you're getting ready for an oral and you're getting ready for a tape test and everything else, but those kind of normal, natural opportunities to listen and to speak Irish are so important. So following accounts on social media, agus go a dahi na canuinchi, agus go a dahi na nosna, agus na frasi, agus cinil canchna nini tishin ho tawrte. So I thought I would share a little presentation as to a few tips in terms of social media as Gaeilge, because I think it's such an integral part of our lives. Why would we not do it as Gaeilge? So I'm just going to share this with you. We're still on the BBC iPlayer here. Here we are.
Caoimhe agus tú ag fós leabhar tú as Gaeilge le do cardide.
Leabhar mé as Gaeilge le maharta an skull, and then Tiomid in skull. I was like, oh, why would we be doing that, guys? We're dealing with her skull. So, yeah, bhí nair arm, kense. But in Nish, I guess tegful níos fargum now that I have more of an understanding. I definitely, lower my heart in it. But I know the feeling. I know the feeling of being at school and thinking, why would I speak Irish outside the classroom? This is just for the classroom only. But now, take him. I understand now. I guess being much a canchin again. But I think when it's something that you're learning in school and it's something that's associated with rules and with, with kind of exams and everything, you think it's not something you would speak outside the four walls of the school. Is kense gur ceart agus is kense.
Ach de ra go raibh sé ná dúrthachtaid kind of bheith leabhart an lé ar fad le a cardide. Nach raibh sé ná dúrtha dá bhuailh tú le roinnta de cardide mu ag an deir seachtainna. Nach raibh sé ná dúrtha go mbeadh tú in an do you get in on it hello ará.
Yeah, I guess kense gur is machine cinil go dá hanga, but it's still go níos mó massa agin in ish, I'm go much faster níos in go dickin much, but sheer slab to carry cinil, be to carry na real have rushing, be to carry a get to Alba, so
Jagory.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Jagory a heel, very much go ahanrod or also I guess near. But oh even na man hoshilte in Gaeilge, so just on refree shop, because I just think this is something practical that we can all do to kind of, make sure that we have more Gaeilge in our day-to-day as we spend so much time on social media. But these are the platforms. So Sean Hardan at our fall in Gaeilge. So Tescum Gamin Bidger and Mincher Frankisha, like I remember when I was in school, my French teacher said, put your Facebook in French, put your phone in French, and you'll be looking at French every day. Now, I then didn't know how to use my phone, but early vi ma fecal Frankish on le. But it's feature and what Kierna again in listen Gaeilge. So you can have your Twitter, your Gmail, your Facebook, and your WhatsApp a leg ahria Gaeilge. You can have your phone as well, that your phone's language in Gaeilge Foster. It's just a good way to kind of keep on top of things. There's a whole list of platforms or file in Gaeilge at nascana.com. So if you wanted to check, is there a certain piece of software or a website or whatever or file in Gaeilge, that's where you'll find it. So well in Unkershin. Now Facebook. I know Facebook is on the way out, Bidger. Gaharha de each group is sugofsha. But ta Facebook, I mean, hogri Kierna, to Kujwar Gafoil, Tarlier Facebook, to Kujwar Buntishti, a bunch of the Facebook Gafoil. So much Roddy go to Gary Nis Mogailge, if I uget or the Facebook. So if you wanted more Irish on your Facebook, you can join groups. You can have a parcha in repeat or no Scalig Awan or no Scalig Musfager, Berla Musca. So it's groupy cha, give me Corchig Tarlu, give me Ruddy or Renchishag, give me argan si yn amanta, I mean, codúir play far ruddy in Yeliga. Agus sto higur sin an real a bhhain leis na grúpa seachar in Yelig atáisih a play. An sin fásta tá lehanní ar bhiú a Lanston cos le bloc agus móscil. So lu méid seán is le seán na Hardain cinneal digita ag TG Cahar. So these are kind of the digital platforms that TG Cahar have. So block is for sort of 16 to 35-year-olds and móscil is for 35 and over. But I mean, one who dinner be salt as inrod ar na Hardain seo. And you know, seo cinneal córa de dramana ar nos TG Cahar ag teagfáil go bhfuil ga leis an feclacht seo ar lína, and that digital output is so important because of course, you know, as young people, you're spending all your time online. So te ga leis na Hardain seo a bheith ar fáil trí chéalaige fásta. Ar Twitter tá pobl inte beáhar agus canse ar Twitter trí bhain na Gaeilge. Bíon daoine ag canse rihanama, ag play cursaí, ag rinch smuintí, ag rinch termí, agus is fiú go mór, má tá simogat an Twitter beidir contas ar leith a Lanston agus, you know, a bheith parkte in na cuairtí seo. So seo just rinch contas a teag an mai, agus a bhfuil hain, you know, bíon siad a play stuff similar, beidir cod daoine an sin ar brion sins na main, cod daoine a tamar wintúí, cod ardan mar dermar nos bloc a teag rinch hour, cod ardan ar nos duhas puncaí teag rinch stuff staril agus aireachta agus sin ar fad, a cod war play ag tarlú ar rihanama ar Twitter, rud atá aimte mar aréis, you know, these are platforms that are so prevalent in our everyday lives, and it's great to see that these platforms are also being used as Gaeilge, and that's something that's very important when you are a minority language but you're a living language, you know, to be relevant and to be prevalent on these sites. So Twitter is inte fásta Instagram to chuid word in your Instagram atá Jenny a hanrod ó vlogs buge ge Jill Ari ge a beidir, you know, attaching dit cín dói nes agam rudenchart vegana a hawker ná a torch lena ditch gramide ná a torch leirvas scannain. So tu could war a rish ella at a tarli amerna a hat a tarli an yellige fasta le fall ar Instagram agus is contis itcha a one im hen soltas against a Jenny ruddy exla agus intahe trí yellige, you know, and the whole kind of purpose of this is that it's not a language that is kind of just in books and just in the classroom and, you know, just amongst a group of friends who know that they speak Irish, but it's a living language that is, you know, to be seen online. And it's a great way to immerse yourself in a language because you're seeing just normal things happen, but to entirely true van na Gaeilge. So while go more, you know, matas I'm got an Instagram, Dini or nos each shot a Lanston. To go towards Dini Shaw, a lot of these people as well are on TikTok. Shan school she'd faki give. So being lehaji block a cur cudge war or TikTok. Bín lehaji marchu mór, bín lehaji na Gaelgals agus te cinneal TikTok in Gaeilge really ag fast. So Irish language TikTok is really growing. So that's brilliant to see because obviously that's a platform that's huge and a platform that gives so many opportunities. So the sé táirte go mbeadh sí agus go mbeadh sé ar fáil in Gaeilge fásta. So I thought I'd give you a little tutorial as to how to Gaeligify your Instagram stories, so how to make your Instagram stories even more Gaelic. So I'm not saying everyone needs to be a vlogger on their Instagram stories or needs to, you know, go about their daily days. But it is something that I have done a lot in the past. I maybe don't do as much now just because I'm a wee bit busier. But being a caint go minic or in Gaeilge my Instagram stories. But there's a few ways you can add Gaeilge to your Instagram stories, and I thought I'd just go through them. So and seo ma scéal.
Hi Harja, Caoimhe Ní Chathail. So a new to my gal Gehelen Aaron War, agus Tamohan Bulu le Daihet Jagar on agus Kerdlin a Horsifa and the man Hoshelte in Gaelic to my Sul Gomordash. So this is me saying that I'm off to Aaron Moore, agus go my towards Kerdlin. So this is just kind of a story from my day-to-day, kind of giving a behind the scenes of an Eber events or Shilagum. So to add more Irish, to add more Gaeilge to your Instagram stories, there are a few things you can do. So in Chiadrod is an etch, not an location. So Neil location in Gaeilge ar fáil de ahanech natura. If there's not, you can always add it. You can Google how to do that. It's done through Facebook. But mas rudé go well to cur location or the Instagram story, why not
look up the location as Gaeilge. So sinna rin me an seo. So hima is seo ar my location agus thurma is seo Dúnanál. And then added Dúnanál to my story. Place names are obviously such a huge part of the Irish language. Minic galore níanaan an place name and mar le Kiel or B, agus sin marial gur hannig si on Gaeilge, agus is in Gaeilge at an Kiel or fad. So instead of, adding Dublin as a location to your Instagram story, why not add Baile Clia? It's just something very simple as something a tagenta agad Trivan Gaeilge. Something else you can do is add fóhedal. So this is what I do on my stories when I'm talking. So I add some subtitles. Now, we're not talking full-blown subtitles. And I know that there's the captions version of Instagram stories now. You can add captions. So what I do is I add certain words. Beidir foclaí ura, no frasi ura, no, rudi a bheith caira dohini, agus curum iad mar fóhedal ar an scéal, agus curum an verla lafa fosta. So in this story, I took words such as daithid, which means 40, and wrote that on my story. Words such as Jagor, which is of course teenager. And I find that this does help learners because they're getting kind of the gist maybe of the story without getting full-blown subtitles. Rud a chodjin lafa, mas rud ag focla ura ogum, no frasi ura. And Shilam gur bala jasi, can you get a Gaeilge a fosta, can you eat a yanu in tiki homai. So that's something I do. Again, not saying that you all need to become full-blown vloggers, but it's a nice way to add a few focla to your Instagram story. And then of course, GIFs. And GIFs are all over our Instagram stories, or all over online really, but it's feature kujwaraku amshu in Gaeilge, and there's a few words you can search. So if you see here, to make a curda or my GIFs doodles by I know that is the randomest word ever, but basically Bani shot a chruhi lermor GIFs. So this was a woman that created loads of Irish language GIFs. My favorite one is Buzzal, because I'm always buzzing and I'm always buzzal. So Isjim and Kinchin Kujwar. But if you search Gaeilge, if you search doodles by that's doodles by Una Maeve. If you search R, which stands for Radio Rira, you'll find loads. If you search for, maybe you're looking for an Ihawai one, so you search Ihawai, there's lots of ways of finding them. I guess Takaj were gifts on in Gaeilge Inish, which is Erdoi. Mar Arish is Balabug Jasi is Kenil Shimblihis din Gaeilge scale Instagram sugit I guess Shilam gur just bala sort naderha normalta in Gaeilge usage runchart at hun normalta I guess holarne in seal sugav. So ag an Jerry to come a wadna scalier.
Hi Harja,
so ta an etchugum in Gaeilge, ta na fóhedal ogum, agus ta an gifshin ogum in Gaeilge fosta. I don't know why. Ta me a caint in Gaeilge in Gaeilge could be your base, so ta to Gaeilge, but just little things that you can do to kind of Gaeilge up your Instagram stories and to add that little bit more Gaeilge to your stories, because if you're at a concert, I guess you get a GIF usage, why not use a GIF as Gaeilge? But to chart if you're visiting somewhere, why not use the location as Gaeilge fosta? There's little ways of doing so. And of course Mar Jerem took a war corchi, I guess plagues ahradig tarlu in Gaeilge na main hoshilte. Like when we started TussleTube back in the day on YouTube, it was such a niche. It was like, wow, they're doing vlogs in Irish. Like we did the Chubby Bunny Challenge as Gaeilge. Ridiculous. But it actually got us a TV show because it was so new and, kind of innovative to be doing something like that. And Ish Tani smo on, but there's always a niche. There's always an avenue. There's always something you can do as Gaeilge na holdini ela janu. Agus sin an rud intaf in Gaeilge to mass goni muhin sin to takiart goni muhin sin mas rud go will smini ogit. Tarhuntasi agus Jenny, Jen could be rud or whitelat, mar being mass agus takiart and we hinchin o football na Gaeilge. I know something that I care a lot about is Ceol, so music as Gaeilge, and being like agri, so I organise Féal na Galley, which takes place every June in Racharan, and I also organise Lulunasa and a number of different festivals, and sprec atá offer fadna and Ceol coamsir Gaeilge Hurricane. So to promote contemporary Irish language music. So of course, I'm sure you've all heard of Kneecap, but I'm sure not many of you have maybe heard of Grooveline or Ushmush or Sulawan or Dicenia or Emily Erishka or Megan Nickeroy. You know, there's lists and lists of singers and bands and contemporary music Trúvan na Gaeilge. Agus Rachella, what a great way to study. Listen to some Irish language music, you know, to Bali and Wihinchin, gur féidir leat and Gaeilge a thuaiste, so you can be listening and immersing yourself in Irish, but in a relaxed way, in a fun way, in a way that is, you know, not invasive or not abnormal in your normal life. Ag éistart le ceol, ag éistart le radio na Lifa, ag éistart le radio Fáilte, radio na Gaeltachta, ag Unker Block, ag Unker Mulchscale, TG Car, BBC Gaeilge. There's so many platforms now that weren't even there a few years ago when I started working. Trúvan na Gaeilge, you know, but there are so many opportunities in sin. Leis an Gaeilge umper a mahas and chomranga, so to take Irish outside of the classroom and to treat it as the language it is, which is alive, contemporary, modern, you know, innovative, and a language that, you know, you can take into every aspect of your life. Sílam go sé táirte gan nachní mu sin, agus sílam go sé táirte Kense, mat an imintry geisiart can much stitcher. Of course, if the teachers are listening, we study for exams and, you know, we do well in our exams, but thinking about it as what it is, and that is a spoken language. And to say intanish in an test, you know, like 40% for the oral exam is brilliant because that's your opportunity to speak. But you need to practice and you need to get comfortable in speaking and be able to speak about yourself, but about anything, you know. Sin rud inte fan seal trí Gaeilge tugam seam first, just Jenna Mahanrud and you look at ní smíchim faoi. You know, I'm not just thinking about me, my family, my house, and my pastimes in Gaeilge to miss me to fi ahanrud in Gaeilge. Agus is teanga féidir úsid in ahan grade and seal. So sé táirtin ar sibh cinneal is smítiú ar an Gaeilge, ag smítiú an arteist, ag smítiú an scrúdithe agus ar an oscail, agus smuoinn sibh orthaí mar rud a chorthas deisna breise agus na díra scrúdú a bhain atá an, agus na díra you know, cinneal áhar scola a bhain atá an a has teanga a thug codhúir deisna dúsa agus a chorthas codhúir deisna díobse. And even if you're not looking to, you know, to live and work in the Irish language, that you always remember that you do have it and that you don't lose it, and that you take every opportunity to practice it and to listen to it and to speak it and to see it and to hear it, because ní higla ní chathail, we can't, you know, lose the Irish language. We can't let it just kind of disappear after we leave school. Caoimhe Ní Chathail agus Caoimhe Ní Chathail go codhúir buntaiste le ní lort agus gur cheartú na gcónaí a bheith brada leisí. It's an amazing attribute that we all have. It's something that we should all be very proud of. You know, it is our native language, and it's something that we should always maintain and look to develop and to be part of our lives. So to Silgam, you know, get digging shifting. I do hope that you understand that. I think you're kind of at the age now where you haven't lost Irish yet, you're still learning it. And I hope that, unlike maybe generations who came before us, that you're not going to leave school and just decide to forget about it, that you're going to see that, no, this is a language that is so part of our lives, that we can make part of our lives and that we can get so much from. So to kind of remember that, agus sibh fagil na scola gan jarmid a dhéanú orthaí agus few couple of focail a chaithúiste ó le few couple of focail a chaithúiste ar an méid tarráte goh ar na main hóisiilta. I think godíon ahan gete. Just silgum go bhfuil sibh smitiú ar an bhá cearnalam. I hope you're all in agreement. But mit a cashner biogov, like if you have any questions, bíú si faoin Gaeilge, nó fan eber, nó fan teangaí, na éonrod cai isteahiad. But gur míl maigeh.
Well, bhí ceist an sin agam that kind of conas daoine a sppraige chun bheith ag leabhartas Gaeilge a capan go bhfuil sin clúdaithe go thomlan agat bhí sé sin aráis.
I think go well say, you know, few and rotagta goni, you know, yes to na hardin sean, or like we have all these resources now, but one will do need bunch usage as to ní on. Do you know, it's always important that yes, okay, we all enjoy Teach Car and we all enjoy BBC Gaeilge and we all enjoy, you know, whatever it is, but if we don't listen to them, we don't watch them, we don't support them, they won't be there in years to come. You know, Halmage could war Papper Newton we lost a lot of newspapers over the years. There was a little big kind of publication sector in the Irish language that we've lost, you know, so it's important that we support what's out there, you know. and you kind of use the services that are available to us and ask for more always.
Well, Captain O'Have on technoliaach agus an Iarnará ní bhainm úsáid ach ó Facebook agus Twitter tá roiinte na man eile a bhil tú kind of Tom Roshan donna rud sin inis ach just go héintach donna daoine óg mar dúirtú kind of bhain siad úsáid as na man sin an tá ar fad agus má thosaíonn siad kind of le písa pleice athrú héin le cúpla cóide nó a lehead agus ó héh sin kind of current sin go mór leis on fluency agus chucky sé ag Jerry Hirhall like mean bhí orin go léir tosnú áéigen agus níor thóga mé le géilge a churbe ach just bhí an simagam san géilge agus haithníonn si go mórlam agus bonam an tatna fás TG cehar go mór bíon radio na géilteachta arsúil agam san car ach don éasóg tá an méid sin áisin ar an gohan inis like mean is féidir leat tríle buantas éon cean ach Beiidir sna scolanna an dói leat a mé siad an ná Beiidir siomra a bheith acu siomra géilge agus omlán go mé siad an ná Beiidir cúpla cluichí nó just even córa a bheith acu an sin agus Beiidir láháin amach an seo Beiidir go méid tú an an Bulas Jack Caoimhe nach sin go héintach
but because there's an Harmagin could war be immersion ar an oscail go mé seamar cadjavon mar hog maéir nó seamar géige sé intarte agus dar nóid bhhailin dear just go mé an géige a lóir te gahan a hanet but go mé sort an spuan agus go dig an daoine go dig off a gá sean sin agus I mean tá ahan clíthe ar fáiltrí van na géige nes a hanrod ó monopoly go clúdó ag zahnar dela but garage de agus go mé an deis choirisin an fásta agus gur gradí te bín coúir ar nó grúpi le tegus play agus na circle choirisin ag duine fásta agus daoine sóige rud a rééis gnéar na mud coúir an oscail gurú tegus play agin just deis tartla héile agus cóúidir dhéanana sin an rud sílam a hatnín liomsa cibíarbí fa pobl na gilige ghfuil pobl hartorm ghfuil card hartorm ghfuil takeart don agus is cinneal cúis cardgus breise ton agus ní marrá go datnín a hanna le géile gom ní hatníon is dunim déana mé but te cinál cúis breise agat agus cen sé te an pobl cearna sin ar fáil ar na main hoisiilta agus fiú mas ru go mín coide go bh gonkur Twitch agus like na cinál na bíntini sort ag march Minecraft agus a streamal like fiú te daoine a déanú sin trí bhán na géilge tá a hanrod is féidir a hanrod a dhéantar tríverle a dhéanú tríhéile go fásta so sé tarte cinál goltatóir na rudí a hatnín leat a fásta mhil se don cartú leis tú hin
No sin arás sin anna ó haar fad gur mí maigad Caoimhe hain si sin gomórlam an Iarnará drastal mé ar an scoil choláiste bhrefni blianta ó hin agus de réir go rá an múntra bhí agam a scéilge Kevin Level blianta ó hin agus bhí sé anastal léir gur hahan antanga go mór leis agus de réir sin kind of it rubbed off got san wrong agus hahan si go mórlam ach gur mí maigad Caoimhe is ionach bheit caint le daoine óg a bhfuil opair leis antanga like mean well ní éiste siad lamsa tá páistí agam héin agus tá dégurí agus daoine sna bheití freisin agam ach like mean tá sim ag roiint acu san géilge tá cíile agus nach bhfuil but like mean sin é ach nuair a ecann siad daoine óg ag opair leis antanga ag bhain tatnafas mín hahan an chláir sin éadí sos go mórlam bhain mé an tatnafas ach kind of de réir gúil sin nua aimseo capan go gcuirse sin go mór leis agus Rocky Raig agus go nair go gala amach an seo ba mé ag feheh le na chláracha nua mai agat agus gur mí agad Anita agus an tlán agus an not an tlán an rang choláiste bhrefne as bheithlinn inniu Tásúla agam go bhain sibh an tatnafas agus mar dúirt mé Beiidir amach an seo go mé cíhan an teach de cuat go chundí an Caáin agus Beiidir buúlasteach san choláiste libh.
No gur mai go fé is mé sil go mór le facail gotí ana se se leis an teangaí so mé sil leis sin ar fáda acail agus gur mai go.
Gur mí agad cuimh sláis agus sláán le choláiste bref na freisin. Sláis gur mágad.